My name is Bill Hollenback. I'm a World War II veteran. I'm in the Navy Armed Guard. I went into the Navy and I took my basic training at Bainbridge, Maryland. And I was in there for about 8 weeks. I was supposed to take 12 weeks of basic training, and I took 8 weeks. And they come in to me one day and they said, "We're looking for some guys to join the Navy Armed Guard." I didn't know what the Navy Armed Guard was at that time, actually. And they said, if we're going to pick different guys, and if we don't get enough guys to join, we're going to just pick you, and say like that, and pick the guys out that we're going to take with us. So they did pick some guys out. So I said to myself, well, the boot camp was it wasn't completed. And we had to march around there with mud up to our ankles, and so I said maybe it'd be better to join the Navy Armed Guard and stay here in boot camp. So a couple of days later, they came in with a bus, they took us out. They sent us down to Norfolk, Virginia for special training. So we spent about a month in Norfolk, Virginia in special training. And we sent us back to New York again, and a couple of days we were off overseas, over in Europe and the Pacific. We were taking so many casualties in the beginning of the war, which was 1942, early 42, that they gave us an estimated lifespan of about 1 to 2 months to survive. And they were calling our ships floating coffins. My job, I was an aerial gunner. I manned a 20mm anti-aircraft gun. Sometimes a surface gun, 5-inch surface gun. And the anti-aircraft gun wasn't bad. They only had shells that were about 6 inches long, They weren't bad, but the surface gun were terrible. They had the shells that weighed 20 pounds. You probably heard a rifle shell going off or a shotgun shell, so. But I was only about 7 feet from one of these shells when they went off. And it was can you imagine a shell going off that weighed 20 pounds? You were 7 feet from it. I tell you, it sounded like your head was going to go like this here, going back and forth like every time a shell would go off. It was an awful sound, Our job was to protect the supplies and get them through to the Army when doing invasions. We supplied the Army with everything. We supplied them with food, tanks, guns, planes, medicine. We even supplied them P-38 Lightning planes and things like that. Naturally, the Army had to have supplies, so we had to deliver supplies to the Army, get them to the blockades. During the blockades with submarines and warships and dive bombers and things like that, because they didn't know where we were going or coming, but they were trying to find us. They used to wait on the outside Straits of Gibraltar. They found one of my ships on a 50-ship convoy in the Straits of Gibraltar. They fired a couple of missiles at us, but they just barely missed us. Hit the ship next to us. The ship next to us had about 1,100 troops on. They killed about 600 of them and blew the ship nearly in two. And then the captain of my ship went into a zigzag mode to try to avoid more missiles. And then it went on to say that the story goes on, it says that we never knew how many, what a close call we had of being blown to pieces by the missiles, We were sent to northern Russia. They were called suicide missions. The reason they were called suicide missions because The chance of coming back from one of these missions is only like 50%. We lost 1 out of every 3 of our unit. We never made it back. And that's what they're called suicide missions. You'd be at battle stations for 10 hours straight sometimes in those missions. And guys would come back, they were shell-shocked. They had to go in the hospital, some of them, you know. Place in Sicily that the British base in Sicily. And then the Germans come in with a surprise attack there, and they come with about 40 bombers, and they bombed the harbor. They sunk about nearly every ship in the harbor. We escaped, our ship escaped. We didn't get sunk, we escaped it, but some of the other ships did. Well, I know the first convoy that went over, was sent overseas, they had 40 ships in the convoy and only 15 made it through out of the 40. That was the very first convoy that they sent overseas. And we used to have, some of our convoys we lost like 5, 6, 7 ships at a time. And we was at battle station service, 4 or 5 hours at a time, and the general alarms would go off, and we'd go up to run up the battle, grab our laptop, and go up to the battle stations. And sometimes at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, you'd be up there, and you'd be nice and quiet, and your mind would start to imagine things that weren't there. You start to imagine you'd see things that you didn't see, weren't real. There was so much going on, ships being blown up, and guys in the water screaming they were badly wounded, you know. And they were screaming and yelling, so all that going on all the time was, it made it so your mind didn't think clearly sometimes. You were just something, you imagine you'd see things that weren't there, and you imagine you'd hear things that weren't there. And that used to go on for days at a time sometimes, you know. Because it was like 3,000 miles across the ocean at that time, at that point. One time, one bomber come down and he had machine guns open. And the bullets was hitting the turret around the gun. And you could hear them hitting, making the noise. And the other guy that was with me, he got hit in the back. And one of the bullets nearly hit his heart. Missed his heart by about 2 centimeters, went to his life jacket. The guy that was on the other side of the tent with me. We're under attack by German bombers. I was on an anti-aircraft gun at the time. I had a loader. There were 2 of us. I was the gunner, he was the loader. And our commander was up on the bridge of the ship with the captain. He called down to the loader, he says, "Tell Bill that I want him to go on the other side of the ship and help the guy on the other side. His gun jammed up and I want to help him unjam that gun. And you take over his place." So my loader come over and I got out of my strap. You have to be strapped in because when you get up to about a 40-degree angle, you're going to fall out of the gun thing if you don't strap yourself in. So my loader strapped him, and I walked down the ladder across the ship and across the center of the ship, midship. And I started up the other part of the ladder, and I got up about halfway, and I heard this explosion behind me. And the very spot I had just left, about 12 seconds before that, had disappeared in the water. They got hit by a shore battery. And the guy that just took my place, he disappeared too. He got blown out in the ocean where was left of him. And that's how close I came to being burned myself to pieces, you know. for about 12 seconds. Because that was only one of the times. There was other times, probably dozens and dozens of times that I escaped death by seconds. And that, that was one of the things you had to take content with. It was something that you never forget. Well, you escape death a lot of times when my ship has been hit different times. And I remember I was on the back of the ship, I was on the fan tail, what you call the fan tail of the ship. And there was a torpedo was coming. You could see the wake of it, in the water. It was headed right for where I was standing, underneath where I was standing. And it missed our ship for some remote reason, went through between our ship and the ship behind us, and hit the ship next to us. And if they would have hit, they would have hit right under where me and the other guy was standing. We wouldn't escape that very much. I don't think we would escape that. And it hit the ship next to us, and the ship next to us had, I don't know, it was carrying maybe high octane or something, and it went up with a big ball of fire. And I could see parts of guys flying through the air, arms, legs, stuff like that. This is doing an invasion of Sicily, and there was parts flying through some of the parts landed on the deck of our ship, and they just threw them off, And then when, I thought that was bad, but when I got up closer to the shoreline where the water meets the sand, I seen all these guys with piled on top of each other, Army guys. There were three piles, like 1, 2, 3. Some with legs missing, arms missing, even heads missing. And the water was all red with blood, It was red from being so much blood. And they didn't have enough time to get all the guys off the beach, the Army. So our captain called us and he said, "You guys are going to be taking supplies to the Army," he says, because the Army is short-handed. So we had these amphibious jeeps, and we were driving and unloading the truck, unloading the ship, and we were driving supplies up to the front lines. I remember going up to the woods, all woods and everything. There was a little dirt road. We had to dodge these German tanks. And every time we seen a tank, we had to dive into the brush so they wouldn't see us. They had big guns on them, those tanks, pretty big guns, And we were taking on, then the Army would unload the jeeps, and we'd go back and get some more stuff and take it again. And that's what we had to do. We had to keep dodging these tanks all the time. We did that for 3 days. And so that was, we got done with that. And after that, we went back to the ships, and we left Sicily. It was about 94 degrees there all the time we were there. So the smell of dead bodies was making a lot of guys sick on the ship, So there was half a dozen guys heaving over the side of the ship because the smell was so great, they couldn't eat or nothing. So that was the end of that. And during the invasion of Okinawa, we had the Japanese come in with like 350 planes, kamikaze planes. They did a lot of damage. The damage took about 30 ships. I was told later that couple of days later, I was told that our unit shot down 95 planes. And that battle for Okinawa. I always have wicked nightmares. I wake up everybody in the house. I had these nightmares, you know, and within seen different doctors in different hospitals. I got diagnosed with post-traumatic stress, and it still bothers me, still today. Still gets to me today. I think about it once in a while. I still did diagnose post-traumatic stress. Matter of fact, from the big guns going off, I still take medicine today for headaches. See, the kids today, they don't know about World War II anyway. They're too young. Most people in their 40s or 50s don't know about World War II because they're too young. But it was a pretty rough war. And there's not much you can tell them because when you got to go to war, you got to go to war, you got to fight. There's nothing you can do about it. You know, no matter what anybody tells you, you're going to have to do what you have to do, whether you want to do it or not. You know, war is no fun. It's like it's going to hell and back. That's what you're doing. If you ever went to hell and back, that's going to hell and back.